Hey guys, so what do you cut? In a very strange mood today, and the world of sports and the world at large is in a very strange and very sad mood with the news that yesterday NBA legend Kobe Bryant and his teenage daughter Gianna were killed unexpectedly in a freak helicopter accident. Kobe was an icon of basketball, and beyond that, even as a player, even before this latest stage of his life, Kobe was an icon of competitive drive and of indomitable spirit and of making the best of yourself. Part of the reason why it seems so surreal is because Kobe was just last week, was so young and so vibrant and so involved in so many different projects and so at the forefront of our minds still. He hadn't faded from the public eye. Kobe was involved in the Lakers still. He was coaching his daughter in basketball. She was a very promising young player. Now, some of us are big basketball fans. I'm a big basketball fan. Some of us are not. But what I can tell you is that everyone who's got even a passing understanding of NBA basketball can tell you, to say the very least, that Kobe was a model of how to play the game the right way. And he is somebody that you could point to if you were training a young person in how to play basketball. You could point to any of Kobe's techniques. Much like in martial arts, we find this a very admirable quality. You could point to any of Kobe's techniques, his jump shot, the way that he dribbled, the way that he passed. You could look at the way that the angles that he cut on his drives to the basket. You could point to any of the mechanisms of his game, and you could say, this is the correct way to do this. And he built those with his work ethic. So his work ethic was legendary, and that's something else that you can not only point to Kobe's form, you could not only point to the way that he played, but you could say he formed these habits and these mechanics and this geometry of his game through endless hours of practice. And in that way, he also symbolized that quality for young people. Whether or not it was basketball that you wanted to achieve, if you had an understanding of the game of basketball, you could be inspired by his play, even as a young man, to be a better version of yourself, to really put in the work to get to where you want to get in whatever it is that you want to achieve. Because of that work ethic, Kobe placed himself into situations that he couldn't have gotten to. He couldn't have gotten into the situation to take the last shot with the highest of stakes in the NBA playoffs. He couldn't have got to that situation if not for his spirit. To be taking the last shot with advancement or elimination on the line in the NBA playoffs. But because he dedicated himself, he was able to place himself into that situation. And that's something that you can instill in kids. You can say there's moments that Kobe had that were so special, and you can say, here's what Kobe had to do to get there. I think part of what makes this all so hard to grasp, in addition to how inspiring Kobe was as a player, is that Kobe was entering a new chapter in his life. He was entering his second act, where he was advancing beyond his physical prime. He could not compete. He wasn't the guy who could compete with the best players in the world anymore. But he was entering a realm of being able to speak to the game on a larger scale, being able to speak to his art and his passion on a larger scale. If you think of in martial arts, your master and then your grandmaster. Your master is in their physical prime or maybe just a bit removed, but then they have their master, which is somebody who's been practicing the art for a lifetime or for 40 or 50 years. And they can speak, because they've gone through the stages of their journey, they can speak to the art and they can speak to whatever it is that they're passionate about, and you share that passion with them in a way that informs your practice. And Kobe was entering that phase. He was entering the phase of becoming a basketball grandmaster, but essentially a year, I don't remember when he retired, but a year, maybe 2 years into it, it's gone. That's it. This is all we got of Grandmaster Kobe. Of course, it goes without saying that maybe the worst maybe the worst part of this entire ordeal is that his teenage daughter was on board the chopper with him. It's something that most of us will never be able to comprehend, to lose a child and a husband in one foul swoop. The only thing to say for that is that our hearts go out to the Bryant family. As much as it feels surreal to us and like it doesn't make sense, and he was too young and his daughter was far, far too young. As much as it feels that way for us, we have no comprehension of what they're going through. Kobe was and is one of the greatest basketball players and athletes ever. He's an icon of competitive drive. He's an icon of work ethic. He's an icon of playing a game and performing an art the right way. And I'm going to severely miss, I think we had about 40 more years, 50 more years of really profound input on competition and on sport and on just making the best of yourself in life. Kobe wore jersey number 24 when he retired. A lot of the teams in the NBA have been taking 24-second shot clock violations at the beginning of the game. I'm going to let the 24-second clock go off here in silence. Thank you for what you gave us, Kobe. May you rest in peace. Cup and cut.